The last few days have been crazy. You couldn't escape sports, even if you wanted to, even if you were under a rock. Basketball and the World Cup dominated the headlines. And we have more crazy stuff going on. Bungee jumping without a harness is crazy. And Catherine Middleton is giving a side eye, and Katy Perry and Justin are very much in love. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Juliet. I'm the Cheery Fashionista. So in this video, I'm going to be rounding up the events of last week. So let's start with sports because that's what dominated the headlines. So I will, you guys, I found myself pulled into the basketball, match between the Knicks and the Spurs. I didn't understand how these things work. I just don't understand. Before I wasn't understanding how, they keep saying they're playing tonight, they're playing for a title, and then they're still playing. So I didn't understand until someone explained to me. And so the good news is that the Knicks finally won. They won over the Spurs, and they ended a long drought of 53 years. You guys, that's a big deal. That's why we saw all kinds of people show up. All celebrities were on deck. Everyone was there to support them, and it went well. The last few minutes of the game were kind of stressful. I was also like, oh my god, please let this be. It was really like a very close match, so it's good that they won, because honestly I was kind of worried about the it was just too much going on in New York, and we kind of needed a break. And yeah, of course, we knew that with the winning, whether they won or not, we knew it was going to be chaos. And of course, they were burning cars, they were burning buses, smashing cars. Like, how does winning, being successful, equate to destroying property, harming people, bullying the opposite team's fans? Like, it was just too much. New York, you have to do better. People on social media were just not having it with the Knicks fans, and even some of Knicks fans were rooting for the Spurs. It was just not good to see people being bullied for supporting the Spurs. Like, what happened to people just being able to do whatever they want and choosing whoever they want to? So yeah, it was just crazy. Basketball was crazy. And then obviously another viral moment came when the Spurs defensive, Wemby, when he was, the conferences that they do to discuss about the match, and he said, after a lot of stuff about how it was painful and stuff like that, he was talking about he said something like, see you, I'll see y'all later, never, something like that, which kind of took the internet by storm. A lot of people were not having it. I was reading comments, and people don't like him. A lot of people don't like him. Yeah, and there's this story that he had a group of Knicks fans kicked out of the Ritz-Carlton because someone came up to him. Allegedly, I wasn't there with them. Allegedly, someone came up to him and said, they wished him good luck, and this person is saying that they were kicked out of the Ritz-Carlton because they said that to him. Now, this is alleged because I don't know. But yeah, he's not rubbing a lot of people in the right way. So yeah, I don't know how that's going to be. A lot of people came also to his defense. They were like, he's 22, he's going to grow up. So yeah, it was just a lot. But you guys, I'm just glad that it's kind of over for a while, because it was just too much. It was just too much. Moving on to the FIFA World Cup, which started last week between South Africa and Mexico. And you guys, did you know that a bunch of African countries are not supporting South Africa. I know like there's xenophobia in South Africa, but I didn't know it was like it had risen to this level where people were like, no, we are not supporting South Africa. We are what, supporting Mexico. So we, on TikTok there were a lot of African people. A lot of them, not all of them, were supporting South Africa. I mean, supporting Mexico. They were wearing sombreros and singing Mexican songs and and wearing. And praising tacos and changing their profiles to Mexico. It was just crazy, you guys. So yeah, you guys, a divided house cannot stand. So we need to get things in order, you guys, because no matter what's going on in South Africa, we are still part of one continent. So yeah, that was just interesting. It was a painful match to watch, and I don't know what's going on with these referees, you guys. In my opinion, some of them are like turning a blind eye to some of the things that are going on. Like some people are being literally pushed to the ground and nothing is happening. It's just weird, you guys. This is just what I noticed, but not all matches, but some of them. Then we have some good news for the United States soccer team. You guys, a lot of people in America are kind of very passive when it comes to soccer. They're like, oh, they're like, oh, we're not gonna score anything. It's not going to go anywhere. So, I was just watching the game between the US and Paraguay, and it was really interesting. I really didn't think it would go that far. I didn't think they would score 4-1. That was amazing. Obviously, we have some breakout stars for Larin Balaguin, I think that's his name. He was able to score the majority of the scores. You guys, a lot of people were so excited about this feat, about this new achievement, that they were now saying on social media, they were asking for Messi. Okay, you guys are just taking really huge leaps. Messi is not a small person that you can just bring into a team to play around with. It's going to be we need to take a step at a time. But it would be interesting to see the US win the World Cup. I was thinking about I was watching and thinking about the ad, the Fox ad that said that that kind of imagines the US winning the World Cup. And then I was like, are they on to something? Do they know something that we don't know? So I don't know how it's going to be. It's interesting to watch how things are going to be. But yeah, it's just been so much going on in the sports world, you guys. Then obviously, another thing that's trending in the news, in the sports thing, is Katy Perry opened for that game between USA and Paraguay, and she was very much in love with her boyfriend, or is it partner, Justin Trudeau. They were very much unbothered while watching the game. It was kind of sweet to see, but a lot of people were hating. People are always haters are going to hate, you guys. I don't know why, but haters were very upset that he was at that game and not in the Canadian game. I don't even know which game that is, but they were pissed off, and they were like, why are you not here supporting Canada or whatever? So yeah, that's what's going on. People just have to complain. He's not even the prime minister anymore. Like, you guys, give him a break. Like, and Katy Perry had a difficult year last year with Orlando Bloom allegedly flirting with everyone on earth. So let them have their moment. Let them live, you guys. Seriously. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. Why are haters always bothered by what people are doing? Anyway, moving on to news that are not so good. Can you imagine going for bungee jumping and never returning? Unfortunately, that is the story of a Brazilian woman who went bungee jumping. and she was with her boyfriend, or is it fiance, and 3 people were attending to her. Can you imagine? And they were ready, and then they just pushed her without a harness. She didn't have any harness. This is the thing that makes, when someone bungee jumps, they go and they're kind of catapulted back. She didn't have it, and by the time they realized it, it was too late. She was dead on arrival. I mean, dead instantly, you guys. I'm not trying to trivialize this. It's so unimaginable. It's very sad and tragic. But you guys, 3 people not even checking. Apparently these people are reputable. It's a reputable organization, so I don't know how 3 people could miss something like that. It is so horrific. The boyfriend was so traumatized, he got sick immediately. Yeah, you guys, things are just crazy. Like, these people went into this thing to have fun. Imagine going to have fun, and the next thing, you're grieving, you're mourning. It is so terrible, you guys. So that is very anxiety inducing, on top of just the stress, just the whole thing of just doing it without just doing it even when it's safe. It's very scary, and then for it to turn out so deadly, it's just giving me so much anxiety, you guys. Anyway, yeah, very sad. Moving on to the Royals. Kate Middleton is not playing with the public. You guys, this woman has been through so much. She's obviously, you guys know, she's the wife of Prince William. They are set to be the next king and queen, and apparently a group called Republic are not into the whole monarchy thing. They're not having it. They're not into reigns and monarchies, and they just want it to stop. So over the weekend, while the Kate was with her children, and they were riding in the horse carriage as usual, in the trooping the color. I don't even know what that's about, but she wasn't having it. The group was chanting loudly. Her kids and her were looking at them in a confused state, and she has gone viral because she gave them a look, a mama bear look, where she's like, you guys, this is what I'm thinking. She didn't tell me this. She's like, you guys, you can come for me any day, but when it comes to my children, you better not play with me. So yeah. We are not she had a stare, a glare that I don't think I've ever seen her like that. So I think we're entering a phase where people are becoming more real and more authentic, and there's some things that are just not going to be accepted. The other thing with royals on this side of the pond is that Harry was actually at the Spurs and Knicks game, which was very interesting. We usually see him and Meghan together. I guess Meghan is not a fan of either of these groups, or I don't know, but yeah, that's what's going on in the world of the royals as far as I'm concerned. You guys, let me know what you think about all this stuff. Let me know. It's a lot is going on. Last week was overwhelming, and yeah, so who knows how this week will be. At least the temps are going to cool a little bit. Let me know what you think about this. I'm starting to do more reaction videos, so let me know if you like this. Let me know what you want me to talk about, if anything, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. Bye.